Alright, welcome back to my Nier Automata very hard guided walkthrough. And we're back at playing as A2, and in this chapter, after you rescue Pascal, he asks you to get some tree bark, and that's why we're in the forest area right now. Nothing particular new here, just a large group of the same type of machines you fought before are standing between you and what you need to get. But a fun thing to do though is to stand on the edge here and wait for them to gather beneath you and then do a fully charged mirage attack. Now, of course, you do need to be aware that you probably need to react rather quickly after you come out of that animation. Because these are the spear versions we're dealing with, and you should know by now how dangerous those can be. So it's best to keep moving around a lot and get as much damage in as you can when time slows down after you dodge because of the overclock chip. And another thing you could do, which I actually didn't, is switch to a small sword and greatsword combination, because of the strong attacks from a greatsword being so effective against groups of smaller enemies. Finally, next to the tree bark itself, there is one of those large machines with the electrified legs. So you should know by now that you can't get too close to those. Remember way back in the abandoned factory with the cultist enemies, when I jumped right into the electricity? Yeah, let's not do that again.
Guess I'll go back to that machine. Here's your stuff.
Thank you so much. I'll make a filter right away. Please just give me one moment.
He can fly?
You mean exactly what he did the first time you met him? Please pay attention, A2.
The machine lifeform Pascal has returned.
And now my pod is being Captain Obvious. Some strange dialogue decisions here.
Where the state ceaseth, there only commenceth the man who is not superfluous. I see. It seems this Nietzsche was quite the profound thinker. Or perhaps he skipped right past profound and went straight to crazy instead. Oh well, enough of that. I best go see the world for myself instead of burying my head in books. That botanical field guide, remember? That's when we're done, right? Of course I will. You have my word. And Uncle Pascal would never lie and break his word. Because children who lie grow up to be mean, evil machines. What's that?
Right. Now I just have to bring this to Pascal.
A2, can you hear me?
Oh, perfect.
Help, A2.
I have the materials
The
you
village
asked me
is in
to...
great trouble. The villagers are...
Pascal! Pascal, are you there? What the hell is going on?
Hypothesis. The valuable source of information known as Pascal has encountered difficulty. Proposal. Unit A2 should investigate Pascal's village immediately.
I'm on my way. eating each other? Pod, where's Pascal?
Unknown. Cannot establish connection.
A2!
What happened?
I don't know. Some of the villagers suddenly went mad. They began attacking their friends. I managed to help the children flee to safety, but I fear everyone else is.
You need to get out of here before you're next. Just go. Run. I'll figure out how to handle this.
But what about you?
These guys can't touch me. Now move your ass!
Right.
Well, as if Route C wasn't dramatic enough already, this peaceful village suddenly turned into a cannibalistic war zone where once friendly machines are eating their friends using their eye sockets or something, because they don't actually have mouths. While the fight itself is not that tough, the only thing is that your movement is rather restricted. So that's why I was firing at that snake machine from a distance. Because there are two of those, and those two are the only really dangerous enemies here. And as you can see, I've managed to upgrade my pod to level 3, so now it has gained an extra attack. And it's a really helpful one. Namely, after you release the fire button, at least if you've been firing for a few seconds, your pod unleashes this barrage of projectiles. And even though it looks like they merely scatter all over the place, some of them will actually home in on enemies. So especially against groups of enemies, this is a really helpful upgrade. Now, when you need to get close to enemies, be careful that a handful of these smaller machines can use energy shields. So it's best not to get too close. Also, the access point in the middle of the village is initially inactive, but once you've cleared all the enemies in its vicinity, you can in fact use it as a save point again, even when you are in the middle of the fight. Once you've killed all the enemies, a second snake machine will start circling through the village, and you don't have that much freedom to move, so it's best to let him come to you and then attack him while moving backwards to the point where he will actually move through these burning houses. And it will then circle back around. Now, don't use the Mirage program against him, because I did that initially, and as soon as you get out of the animation, it positions you automatically in mid-air touching him. In other words, in the middle of an active hitbox. So just be patient and let him circle around again.
Pod. Scan for survivors.
Scanning. No life signs detected.
None, huh? Pascal, can you hear me?
A2! How is my village? My people?
I'm sorry. I couldn't help them.
Oh no!
Are the children all right?
I've taken them to the abandoned factory.
All right. I'm on my way. Pascal, are you... So what exactly happened?
I don't know. Some of the villagers just started to feed on each other. If you hadn't come along, I'm sure we would have met the same grim fate. Thank you.
Still, if we're gonna hole up here, I wish we had more info to work with.
Proposal. Unit A2 should secure the safety of Pascal and the children immediately.
What's the hurry?
Haste is predicated on data obtained from the recently restored cross-regional pods network.
Wait, there's more of you?
Affirmative. Cross-regional data reveals a large number of machine lifeforms amassing around these ruins.
What?
Okay, immediately fire as soon as you see them walking in, because that no longer counts as a cutscene, even though it looks like it because of the camera. Silly design choice again.
You must let me help you. I will smash them up and kill them.
Alright, now we need to face multiple waves consisting of large groups of enemies. And it's a combination of all kinds of machines. Some with energy shields, some with laser attacks, the one with axes that can launch themselves forward. And there are constantly new enemies dropping in from the sky. So the biggest difficulty here is the danger of getting surrounded and taking a hit from an attack that you didn't even see coming. So try to keep moving around near the outer edge of this area. That way you can both see attacks coming and it's less likely that new enemies will be dropped right behind you. And of course, this is where the barrage of projectiles from a level 3 pod is very effective. Okay, now it becomes a little bit overwhelming having to deal with a Goliath tank on top of all these smaller enemies. Especially because this tank can just fill the entire area with projectiles. So it's best to take out the remaining smaller enemies as fast as possible. So here I'm using some enhancement items so that I can then focus on the tank itself. After that we're going to switch over to Pascal. And until the second Goliath shows up, you cannot be damaged. So just fire away until the next cutscene starts.
They're still coming?
Fear not, A2. I can handle this. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I must protect the children.
Okay, mechanically there is no strategy to this fight. The only reason I took a hit is because I was simply a bit too slow. It's all about who attacks first because of the wind-up. Basically all you have to do is keep punching. And the other Goliath will either not have had the opportunity to move or just walk into your punches.
A2?
Yeah. Thanks for the assist.
I fear for the children. Let us hurry to them.
You know, I actually like it that it takes so long to get to the door. Because at this point in your first playthrough, the tension is just killing you. Well, and then there's what you find inside.
No, how can this?
Their own cores? They killed themselves.
How? How could this happen?
Why? Why would they do such a thing?
I taught them everything. All my thoughts and emotions. I thought it would serve them well in the future. But instead,
How would teaching them lead to something like this?
fear.
I don't understand.
I taught the children what fear is. I felt they had to know so they wouldn't rush heedlessly into danger. But instead,
Fear destroyed them. It caused them to take their own lives.
if I knew this could happen, I never would have. A2, I need your aid. I cannot live with this heartbreak inside me. I need you. I need you to delete my memories. And if not, then I need you to kill me.
Initiating hacking to cut off memory circuits.
To quote the movie Memento, we all need memories to remind ourselves of who we are.
I cannot live with this heartbreak inside me.
You can rest here, Pascal.